as the show begins. You're telling all your friends the party never ends. Knockem dead. Knockem dead. Comedy show. I'm gonna get my sticks. The mic is live and clear for you and all to hear. Knockem dead. Knockem dead. Comedy show.
Hi, everybody. Hello, everybody. It is the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show, coming at you live from govsradio.com at the legendary Governor's Comedy Club here in Levittown, New York. Governor's Comedy Club, the greatest comedy club in the world, I say. The Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show on govsradio.com. Excuse me, govsradio.com. On our website, our Facebook page, all social media, YouTube, and, of course, on your smart TVs, your Apple TVs, your Rokus, your Fire Sticks, all that good stuff, all that smart stuff, all that smart stuff.
Smart stuff.
On an app called Boxcast, that's where you'll find all the govsradio.com shows. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, as Dr. Ken Pichelle says, our friend Dr. Ken says, we on TV! As Sallie lowers her earphones so I don't yell in it.
It's a little piercing.
It is Monday, June
6th.
8th.
8th.
It is Monday, June 6th, 8th.
I lost 2 days.
It is Monday, June 8th. Welcome, everybody. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope your weather is just as good as it is here in Levittown, New York. It is a beautiful day out there.
It is
today.
nice out.
Hope everybody had a great weekend. Felix, hello. Felix, hello. Andy, hello. Staz, hello. Bosie, hello. Rada, hello. Gina, hello. Zestos, Bruno, my mother, Carol Miner. Everybody saying hi to each other. This is just like a nice family gathering. Everybody saying hi to each other,
Nice
sharing
Monday
the love.
morning.
It's beautiful. How was the weekend?
Weekend was good. You should probably say why you weren't here on Friday.
Friday, our apologies for canceling last minute on you on Friday. Our apologies to our guests. Jackson Gillies was
Yeah.
supposed to be on the screen. Also, we didn't even get a chance to even promote it, but we were also supposed to have the Fascino brothers, Tommy and Paulie. They were going to be on the screen. We were going to have 2 sets of guests.
Two music guests.
Yeah, we were going to
3.
start the weekend off with some music. We had to cancel. Our apologies to our guests. Our apologies to you guys. I had another one of those leg stump issues. The phantom leg pain. It kept me up most of the night. It wasn't as bad.
It wasn't as bad. There was no screaming.
For you guys who were with us towards the end of the end of 2019, I was having a lot of issues, and it was really bad. Hospitalization and torturous pain. It was not that bad, thank goodness, but it was enough to keep me up. It was enough to
Just need to rest.
Yeah, it was
not put a leg on and rest.
very uncomfortable. I ended up falling asleep. I think it was around 6 a.m. and I slept, I think, till 2 that afternoon or something.
Yeah.
And I didn't even take anything for the pain. Usually we try something. This time we didn't take anything, but when I woke up at 2 o'clock, I was still kind of out of it, very confused. I was just thrown off, just very thrown off. Didn't really feel like the pain was gone, thank goodness, but I just didn't even feel like myself until I don't know, what would you say, like 9 or 10 o'clock that night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's weird how you don't medicine doesn't work well with you. Like your body is just the kind that any type of medicine, it's supersized how it reacts in your body, so you don't really like it. Like if I had nerve pain, I'd probably shoot heroin. You're like, no, I don't need that aspirin.
I'm the biggest baby when it comes to like a paper cut. I son of a bit, but stuff, heavy duty stuff like that. Yeah, I have a high tolerance.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure I've talked about it on here. When I first had my amputation, I took medication, I think, for 2 days, and I just didn't like it, so I stopped. I went cold turkey and just dealt with the pain for the next 3 years. Dr. Ken Pichelle is watching. Danielle is watching. Hi, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well.
Speaking of Ken Pichelle,
Speaking
unless
of
you
Ken
have that
Pichelle.
written down already.
We
We saw Ken Pichelle on Don Sill's show, and he was standing right next to Don in North Carolina because Don went down to visit. Don's daughter had a baby, so him and his wife wanted to go down and see the new bundle of love, and that's where Ken Pichelle lives. So they met up, and he was on the show, and it was.
But he was not
Don
right
Sill's
next
great.
to him.
6 feet apart.
Well, they said they were like 3 or 4.
Well, in North Carolina, it's not as
Yeah.
big of a deal as it is in New York. There's few places that are as bad as New York,
Ken Pichelle says, Tony, Sallie, I got to be on TV with Don Sill. And Danielle points it out too, that was a cool surprise. Don, he didn't tell us. I didn't know anything about
No,
it.
I
So that
don't
was
know,
cool, though. And it made sense. We should have known
Yeah.
with Don going down to North Carolina. And I
Right.
knew that they were where Don used to live, where his kids are, or some of his kids are, it's close to Ken. So we should have figured that out. But that was definitely really cool to see that. I think that's why I love Don's show so much, because he is so creative. I struggle all the time. Like, what can we do in here to make things different, or for a giveaway, or what can we do? And,
I completely look forward to his show
Don is
every
constantly, coming up with cool stuff. And yeah, it was really cool to see him and Ken. When Don he was walking, and he turned the corner, and there's Ken with the earphones on, singing Pususu.
Yeah. Yeah, that's great.
That
That was
hilarious. That was fun to see Ken Pichelle. Ken, is there any show on Gov's Radio that you haven't been on at this point, whether it's the screen or?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Name one.
Well, the astrology show.
I think he's called into that one.
No.
I'm going to say he has.
No.
I'm going to say he has.
Quarter bet.
I win.
Yeah.
Greg DiFilippo's watching. Hello, Greg.
Felix did. He suggested when he found out that why you weren't here on Friday, he suggested All American. And I said no. He actually had All American that night, and that's probably why you have leg pain. And next time you're just gonna have an apple.
Wait a minute. My list for today is done. Did you just diss All American? Did you just imply that All American
Is bad for you.
causes pain?
Yes.
I can't.
Oh, Aaron's watching.
I can't do this. I need a lawyer. Aaron, I need a lawyer.
Oh, Andrew or Andy. let's see, 3
Spit it
feet
out.
in North Carolina. Yeah, that's true, Andy.
What?
3 feet in North Carolina is 6 feet in New York. Yeah, they don't have a. Yeah, it's calmer down there.
Joan Krupe Asher is watching. I don't try to deflect this now
What
by
do you
reading
mean?
comments.
What?
All American. I just. She's like a communist. Tom
well-
Galati is watching.
I will say I'm not a fan of the French fry, but at least All American uses. They actually just buy potatoes. They buy baked potato or baked potatoes, and they slice them up.
They buy
and
baked potatoes?
They buy baked potatoes,
From
and
Wendy's.
they just make them right there. So there's good parts about the bad parts. Yeah.
There's good parts about the bad parts.
Yeah, there's good parts about the unhealthiness of that place, but not many. I think that's it. That has to be the only good thing.
I don't know. The hate mail's going to start, man. It's going to be a flow of hate like we've never seen before in here.
Oh, well, yeah, Ken Pichelle has not been able to call into Steve Belanger's show.
Oh, that's true. But Steve Belanger's show hasn't been
Thanks,
on
Jeff.
since February. So it doesn't count anymore. The current shows. And speaking of which, don't forget, tomorrow, the big premiere, the premiere we've been waiting for, Jen and Marla's Ageless Adventures tomorrow at 1:30.
They're funny. Yeah,
Really looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward
Finally.
to that too. Yeah. But okay, so how was your weekend other than because by the time you woke up, by the time
Well-
Friday night happened, you were back to yourself.
But it was a
so-
weird thing.
What?
Because the weirdness actually started. Oh, no, I take that back. Never mind. Yeah, you're right. It was. I was back to myself Friday. See, that's the thing. Once the pain's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
It doesn't linger. There's no residual effects. It's not like I'm sore or. It's just gone. Boom. I don't know if it's just because I didn't sleep all night and then I slept throughout the day or something. I was just off.
Yeah, because you didn't sleep all night. You had that groggy look. Yeah, I think, and tell me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
It kind of makes me feel like, because it's nerve pain. So if it's kind of like someone gets hooked up to electrodes, and every 30 seconds a button is hit and they get electrocuted. And then a minute later they get electrocuted. And then after, you never know when the last button press will happen. And then when it doesn't happen anymore, when 5 minutes passed and you're kind of or short, it's not going to come again. Then you're like, oh, anyway, so what's for lunch? I feel like that's from the person looking in. That's what it feels like to me for you. You're you don't lay around for another hour going, oh, my leg hurts so much. You're just okay, it hasn't happened in a few minutes because it happens every 30 seconds to a minute. So if it hasn't happened in 5 minutes, you're like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, pretty much. And in between, you're not. There's no pain, so you just kind of hope it ended, and then all of a sudden it comes again. But
You'll actually sleep in between the minutes sometimes. You'll
sometimes.
snore,
yeah,
and then you'll be like, ah. Yeah.
and it's weird. Yeah, and it's never just stopped, and I just go about my day. It always ends with me falling asleep, and then I just wake up after a while, and it's without any pain. But yeah, so sorry about that for Friday. Hope you all had a great weekend. Andy Cohen is watching. Carol Miner, we're gonna have to fight.
The all-American fanatics are Whataburger fanatics here in Texas. Yuck. Oh, so they have something like that in Texas?
I guess, but she says yuck. How can you say yuck to burgers, especially All-American / Whataburger?
Hey, Carol, do they make their own French fries there, or is it just garbage like every other fast food restaurant?
Oh my goodness! Now you're calling it garbage.
Well, no, I'm
Well, that's
saying
why it's so
it's
good.
not garbage. Like McDonald's, everything comes frozen and already pre-sliced and stuff.
Al Brown is watching. Douglas King is watching. Douglas King, congratulations to you. I saw this weekend you celebrated your wedding anniversary. Congratulations. I also just want to say happy birthday to my friend Dave Fraser. He asked me to give him a little shout out for his birthday. His birthday was Friday or Saturday.
We should have done the music thing. Happy birthday,
Oh yeah, I didn't even think about
Dave.
that. Well, you would not want to do that for Dave, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because Dave has, I've known Dave for several years now. Pretty much around the time I've known him, he informed me about a fantasy of his
Oh, what's that?
where he wants to beat up Oprah.
Why?
See
what
that?
Did, what did I don't
You want to attack
understand.
All American? Take that. This is karma coming
What
back
in
at
the
you.
world did Oprah do to anyone?
Oprah did plenty.
Other than not pay taxes on a free car they gave people.
Andy Plagianos wants to know if I was looting. Is that why I couldn't come in on Friday? Yes, I was looting prosthetic places. So now I have an endless supply of legs and a few arms to sell.
Is that where they all came from? They're all like lined up.
Yeah, you lined them up. Talk about fantasies.
Oh. Felix said he's causing domestic disturbance. True.
Well, yeah, work with me here, Felix, right? She dissed All American. She could diss my kids before she disses All American. Damn it.
I don't remember what we did this weekend. I know Sam had he went to Jones Beach with friends. He went to some backyard fire pit thing at night with friends. I'm like, what is going on here with they're all wearing masks and stuff, but still, I think we're all kind of getting back into
Damn
seeing
straight
each other
we are.
again. Yeah.
That's right, we are. Because restaurants in the 7 regions that have already entered phase 2 can reopen for outdoor dining beginning last week. So did anybody go out to eat this weekend?
I thought it was this coming Wednesday.
Well,
we could have gone out to eat lunch last week. I didn't know that.
no, that's places who have entered phase 2.
Yeah, because we're not in phase 2 until this Wednesday, right?
Long Island is on track to enter phase 2 of reopening this Wednesday, June 10th. Very excited about that. Very excited about that. So that means we can, here on Long Island, we can partake in outdoor dining. But not everybody is on Long Island. So I'm asking people if they went out to eat and what was it like and did it feel good to go out to eat again? Our governor here in New York, Governor Cuomo, today announced outdoor social distance graduations of up to 150 people will be allowed beginning June 26th, subject to any outbreaks or significant changes in the COVID. New York City has met all 7 metrics required to begin phase 1. That's today. New York City begins phase 1 today.
And what's phase 1 again? I forget.
Phase 1.
10 people or less?
10
Is
people
that
or
it?
less, and everybody's nude.
No.
Well,
Because,
yeah.
in New York City, you could be nude anyway. They don't care.
Is
You
that
could be
right?
topless. I don't think you get arrested for being topless in New York City.
The LIRR, Long Island Railroad, is back to 90% pre-pandemic levels starting today.
Nice.
Things are cooking, things are happening, things are brewing, things are exciting.
So Andy said that Dave likes chicks with 3 legs and Sallie would hate him. And then Rich Rada said, I love Sallie, but dissing All American deserves a punishment.
Who said that?
Rich Rada.
It's true. And, all right, Rich, what do you suggest the punishment be?
I'm going to get a spanking.
Well, you would like that. And then, of course, there's Governor's Comedy Clubs, ladies and gentlemen. Governor's Comedy Clubs, as soon as I find it. Governor's Comedy Clubs, they're getting ready. Oh, and I just lost it.
You lost it.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, there we go. They'll be ready to open as soon as lawfully allowed to do so. We have undertaken great measures to assure our customers, staff, and comedic talent that we have gone to great lengths to ensure your safe return to the Long Island comedy scene. The management of Governors take comedy seriously and take the well-being of all who work, entertain, and come to be entertained just as seriously. We have not only followed the CDC and New York State guidelines, but will go above and beyond those measures. We have ordered HEPA filters, such as they have in doctors' offices, and ultraviolet light machine. Well, it actually says that.
If you come inside with a fever, we'll club you.
Well, that's what it says, violent. See
Really?
It actually, that's why I almost said it.
actually just says
Yeah, that's why I had to stop myself. Ultraviolet light machines.
They don't mess around here.
That's right.
Governors, man. You can get punched in the face if you come in with a fever. Very violent.
The HEPA filters will be on during our shows, and the ultraviolet scrubbing lamps will be used every night after our customers and staff leave the buildings, thus ensuring that we are cleaning our clubs while you're enjoying the show and after everyone has left. In other words, we will constantly be cleaning our air quality and surfaces before, during, and after each show. The staff will be trained in cleaning and hygiene procedures. All the staff members will be wearing face masks. face shields, and gloves. We'll be checking temperatures of each staff member and patron upon entry. Hand sanitizing stations will be positioned at our entrance and exits, as well as by our bars and in our kitchens and bathrooms.
Nice.
Menus, plates, glasses, and utensils will be all paper or plastic disposable items. Even our condiments, such as ketchup, milk, salt, and pepper, will be in packets or individual sealed one-time use containers. Social distancing rules, including less tables and spacing of our customers entering and leaving our clubs, will be strictly adhered to. This is, to me, this is all
completely
amazing
on
stuff.
top of things all the time. I love
Absolutely.
them.
Yeah.
Don Sills is watching. Danielle's watching.
Hello, Daryl. Hello, Danny.
Daryl and Tommy Michael McNulty.
What is Carol saying?
Oh, hi, Danny. Danny Coronado.
That's why I just said Danny Coronado.
Did you? Sorry. I was reading. I can't, listen and read at the same time.
Douglas King is asking for a set of new legs. Mine haven't worked in over 40 years. Doug, yeah, what's that about? You can't, I mean, I guess, he can't use prosthetics because he has, are you not able to move, legs, from the waist down? I
think that he cannot. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Carol Miner, I went out for the first time for my girlfriend's birthday, and I felt like I was a nervous wreck, but I got to see and take a picture with John Quinones from ABC. What would you do? Love him. Oh, does he live down there? Or was he filming something? But, all right, so you were nervous, but after a while, were you getting comfortable and you were just fine being out and it felt like it did prior, or were you nervous and worried the whole time?
Maybe you're just you think about it oh. I mean, I'm not afraid. I mean, I feel like it's kind of going away a little bit. I'm not as afraid. The first several times I went to the food store, I'm like, I'm a goner. And,
Yeah, I'm not thinking that way anymore.
I don't think you ever did. I think you were always kind of you never get anything. You never catch a cold.
I caught cancer.
That's it, though. That's all you ever caught was cancer. I can't even picture you with a runny nose.
Well, I have bad allergies.
That's it, though.
Yeah, I haven't been sick in a few years.
Yeah. So, to you, you're like, why? I think you're just like, why would anyone get this?
What's wrong with you people?
Just don't get it.
Toughen up.
And you're also, I was reading today that bald men
sexy.
They are. They have a greater chance of going into the hospital when they get it. I'm serious.
Whoa, wait a minute. Bald men have a greater chance of going into the hospital when they get what?
It becomes
the coronavirus?
it's like a 72% greater chance of actually having to go into the hospital if they get it.
What does that even mean? Why?
I know, it's crazy.
Well, you didn't research? You didn't continue to read?
But then you're going to start doing that Sallie and her science, I'm going to go nap in the corner.
Well, that's
so
true.
I didn't know if you wanted it, but there's certain the reason why men will sometimes lose their hair is because they have extra
muscle.
Yeah, they have extra hormones in their body that, fling it out, which is a great thing. It's more manly. But I think the virus attacks those hormones more or something.
See, I would think it would be the other way around because in the hair,
protect it.
in the hair captures and keeps in shit.
Yeah. Anyway, bald people, even though you're sexy, be careful out there.
See, but that's the thing. When us bald guys, when we do something, we do it bigger and better.
Yeah,
you
do.
Including getting sick.
You tell him, baby.
That's right. That's why Mr. Clean, who I look exactly like, that's why, because we're stronger. That's why Mr. Clean that's why they drew him bald, because they knew that tells people bald is strong. Bald is bold. The Bald and the Beautiful. Remember that show?
No.
So we'd like to let you know that all local businesses that are still open during this crisis, here at govsradio.com, we'd like to promote them and help them out and support them as best we can. So don't forget our friends at One With Life Organic Tequila. Go check out their website and get yourself some great tequila. Don't forget All Music in Plainview, 516-433-6969 to get your music needs. And, of course, don't forget, I got to read the Roslyn Social.
Yeah, Kevin, we just got notice from Kevin's school that he can actually go get his violin back and all of his like belongings and winter jackets like sometime like next week. He's been dying without it, so. Which he got it at All Music.
There you go. All Music in Plainview. And, of course, don't forget the Roslyn Social, 1363 Old Northern Boulevard. They're open for takeout, curbside pickup, delivery, and on your favorite food service apps. 516-801-4963. 516-801-4963. Say hi to Nick. Our famous cocktails and desserts are available to go as well. Roslyn Social, North Shore's premier rooftop lounge. Please check out their to-go curbside menu.
So Carol said no. She was saying that when she went out, that they said it was going to be 50% capacity, but it was more like 75 to 80%, and service had masks on under their chin and not even on their face.
My goodness.
Well, don't worry about governors because I'm sure they have a great staff here. There's like virtually no turnover ever that I've seen. Like it's always the same wait staff.
Right.
They've been here
and that says a
for
lot.
Years and decades. And, you know, if you've ever worked in a restaurant, if you go to a restaurant where there's hardly any turnover, they're doing something right.
Yeah, the hair captures and keeps in good looks, says Rich Rada. Rich Rada can say that because, I mean, if you've seen his hair, he's definitely got a lot of it right now.
He's got a lot of hair.
Yeah, and there's it's almost like a, it's bordering porn star 70s look.
Is it?
Yeah, all he needs is the handlebar mustache. And I think he's good.
Bow, bow.
I'd also like to mention, it's on our screen all the time, but we haven't mentioned them. Ken Pichelle, if you're watching, if you want to call in later, we haven't mentioned them in a while. Gina and Bella Vista.
Bella Vista Pizza.
Best pizza around. My mother says I had pneumonia once. Yes, 1994 I had pneumonia.
Yes.
That might have been the last time I was like seriously sick.
It's so weird. Okay, can I bring this up?
Bring it up. Hello, Nancy Rizzuti.
What did you just say? 1994 I had pneumonia. Who says that?
What do you mean?
Like the year.
Well, no, I was trying to my point was, because you're saying I never get sick, so I was enhancing that point by trying to point out how long ago it was.
Okay, well, I'm going to bring this back up after this phone call.
You bring it up.
Okay, baby.
You're live on the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show. Who's this?
Hello.
Hello.
Please don't hang up.
Why not?
We've called numerous times to verify
You
your
have?
business with Google.
Oh, yeah?
Our records show that
Who's
your
line
business
one?
is not verified.
Thank you, Google. There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Tony does, and it's nothing. It's weird, but it's nothing bad. he will always. He'll want to say the year. Like if he tells a story, he'll always want to include the year. Like he'll never be like long ago or a while ago or a decade ago. He's always like, and he'll, like sometimes he'll take like 10, 15 seconds going back and forth. Like he'll be like this. No, it was 84. No, wait. 83. No, I think it was 84. And he'll just like stare up into the ceiling and he'll like think and then when you finally get to the story, it doesn't matter at all. Like it has nothing to do with it at all.
Most of the time.
Like, does anyone else do that?
Most of the time when you ask me something about something that happened in my life, you'll say, when did this happen?
But that doesn't mean what year did it happen. Like I'll be like,
well, what else does
when
it mean?
I was a kid. Like if you say something like, sometimes you'll be like, for example, like when you tell stories about how you annoyed Van Halen, right? Like that story. Like I like people to know that you didn't do it, 5 years ago as an adult. Like,
which is why I tell them what year it was.
No one cares what year it is. Like you could just be like, late teens, early 20s. Like you're like, it was 80, 79, and no one cares. Like, so I wonder if like anyone else does that too. Like, is anyone year specific when it doesn't matter? Like you could be like, when I was a young lad, that's good enough.
You prefer I say, when I was a young lad.
I would rather when I was a young lad rather than 72. No, wait, 73. Yeah. I just wonder if anyone else does it, because you're the only one I've ever seen do it.
Hang on.
That's all.
In 2020, the phone rang. Hang on.
It's not bad. It's just weird.
You're live on the Knockem Dead Comedy Radio Show. Who's this?
This is Danny. How's it going, guys?
Hey,
Danny
Dane.
Coronado.
How are you?
Not bad, not bad. How are you guys doing?
All right. How you holding up? You and your family, everybody's okay?
Yeah, everyone's doing fine. We just had one bad case of coronavirus, but that's it.
Is that seriously? Did you really?
No, I'm fucking with you guys. No, everyone's good. Everyone's good. Yeah, there's no one who got infected. We've all just been in quarantine.
We know people, yeah. So like, it didn't surprise me. I mean, we're in New York, man.
Oh yeah, that's true. You guys doing okay though?
Yeah, sure.
Everything good?
Yeah, we're hanging in there. We're bored. We're waiting for everybody to get back in here.
Why don't you just force everyone back in? Just just cram them in there.
Yeah, we'll just we don't care about the health. We just want to have a good show.
There you go. Yeah, kind of like immigrants in a nice van. So,
Yeah, you definitely
Just
have
like
to come
that.
back in when we're all opened up.
Have you been rehearsing?
Yeah.
Because we didn't get our. I mean, we had that one show, but we were told we're going to get more.
Yeah,
with
I
our
mean, I've
comedy
been
class.
trying to come up with like new stuff, but it's kind of hard to do that with like no open mics. No, like I don't even know if it's good or not.
Well, yeah, I haven't. I mean, I've put down some ideas, but
Explain to everyone how you know Danny, just in case
I-
they don't know him.
for
Because
those-
he was
yeah.
only in here, once or twice, right?
yeah, for those of you going back pre-COVID, at the beginning of the year, starting in January, I enrolled in Governor's one of their comedy classes, and that's where I met Danny. And he's been in here a few times for had some laughs with us in here.
Your stand-up was
yeah.
great, by the way. I don't know
Yeah,
if I had
Danny
a chance to
did
tell
a
you
nice
that.
job.
It was really
we did the
cute
one
and
show.
good.
We did the one show in March at the brokerage.
Right.
Danny did a super job. Everybody did a great job. It was the first time for all of us on that stage. But we didn't have a big crowd that night. It was only about 40 or 50 people because it was just right at the beginning. It was only a few days later. Everything was shut down for good.
Yeah, a lot of people canceled.
Right. Yeah, the show was sold out, but only 40, 50 showed up, again, because people were just starting to get nervous around that time. So we were told at the time when things opened back up, basically we were told to consider that show like a dress rehearsal because there was hardly anybody there. And they said, we get 2 shows when we open things back up. So obviously we're still waiting for that big night. So yes, that's what I was asking Danny. Right. He's been preparing.
And you know what's weird? I don't think a lot of people. I kind of feel like maybe some of the people that were with us might not go back.
Really?
Really?
Like
You think so?
You think
Yeah,
they
I
stood up
think 'cause,
there
like,
and they're like,
there's
oh,
this-
you know what, that was it for me. I
Well-
didn't even want to do the rest of the week.
Right. I mean, I kind of feel like maybe COVID kind of killed that like momentum, maybe in some people.
We
know?
did have 2. We had 2 people that didn't show up that night. 2 comedians that didn't
that
show up that
true?
night. One girl
Yeah.
called ahead and said, with the virus, I have some other health issues. I can't take the chance.
Oh, she didn't just chicken out.
Right. She just couldn't take the chance. But there was one other guy who didn't show up. He didn't call. He just didn't show.
Do you think it was the
Right.
same reason, or you think he was, because you know him, do you think it was like someone who was like,
I don't. I really don't know the guy well. I only knew him from the class.
Right.
But there were a few classes that he didn't show up to. He was late a lot. So it could have been COVID or it could not have been.
maybe he
with
just
this
has
guy.
a
I
lot
don't
of
know.
things going on in his life,
Right. But yeah,
Right.
but I think Danny could be right about that for that reason.
Yeah, I feel like the next time they try to do a show or something, it's going to be like, oh well, you know what? Like it's been too long. Like kind of like you lose that kind of like that stage presence, so to
Yes.
speak. I mean, even if we don't have one, but
Well, yeah,
kinda lose
but
it.
but at least that confidence, because we had, what was it, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, whatever it was, of classes to
Right,
build ourselves up and and get up there. I agree with you, and I do think because he also said, John Truson, the teacher, legendary comedian here on Long Island, he did say that there would be 1 or 2 refresher classes
good.
before we get up on stage.
I don't-
think
Right.
I think we're going to need at least 2.
I'm glad you said that, because I'm sitting here, I'm thinking to myself, Sallie, I'm like, don't volunteer John to do refresher classes. And I was just sitting here like, Sallie, just sit there and close your mouth. But I was thinking he should do that. Like he should have like just a couple of classes, at least 1. I was just thinking 1 would be nice.
right. But I think too actually as well, just because like you don't want to do like okay on the first class, like you're just getting back, like you probably don't even remember half your act really.
Yeah, but like all of the
Yeah,
people in
true.
the audience, we haven't like smiled in 3 months, so we're not used to laughing either. So like we're all in this together.
Just the most depressing audience.
The
That sounds like a
expectations-
normal
We'd be looking
audience
at you
for
guys on the
me,
stage
yeah.
like, what is that? I don't even know what that is. I
The
haven't laughed.
expectations won't be high, so they're going to open the place up with the class.
Hey, so we're good. We're good.
Yeah, it's all good.
Andy Bergenos is all excited to hear Danny's voice. He says, Danny and I were the last guests on Knockem Dead before the complete shutdown.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you know what? I think me and Andrew, we still remember how that long conversation Tony had. I was kind of sitting there like two little good boys.
I'm never going to live this.
Yeah.
From what I heard, this is what I heard.
Andy was fine with it.
I don't remember why I wasn't on. Why wasn't I on?
Because you were high.
I think you were home.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh, you know what? I had the
you were
virus.
sick.
Was
yeah.
I sick?
It might have been. Because you were kind of bouncing up and down.
No, because I was sick at the end of January.
In February, yeah.
So yeah, it had to be something else.
I don't know.
It had to be something else.
I don't know.
Heroin. I don't know. But this is all I heard was Tony had 2 great guests on and talked to Elio on the phone for an hour and a half or something.
Yes, we were literally.
That's what I heard.
There.
I was like, oh, great. And he's like, do you believe people were upset with that? And in my head, I'm like, yeah, I kind of
I was on the phone with him for almost 40 minutes.
He just loves Elio like a lost brother.
But I actually went late with the show to give them more time.
Yeah, he favored Elio over you guys. That's
it's because they both don't have hair.
He favors Elio over me and the goldfish, everything. So don't take it personally.
Oh, I took it super personally. I was sitting there with my thumb in my ass, just kind of like, okay, when is this over?
That's why he was smiling the whole time. His thumb was in his ass.
I was still having a good time while sitting there, so it's all fine.
All right, well, you're welcome in here as soon as we get things back
for a week.
Going. And I'll schedule Elio every day.
We're going to call it the Danny Show just to make up for it.
You know what? Let's do that. Let's do that. When we open back up and things are back to normal.
Go ahead, sorry.
I'll do it.
Sorry.
Yeah, we'll do it.
We'll give Danny,
Let's do it.
We'll give Danny an hour of the show, and we'll just sit here and follow his lead.
Yeah, because I'm really good at giving Tony the look, all right. Because the great thing about Tony is he always has something to say. But the bad thing about Tony is sometimes you're like, you have to give him the look, all right, wrap this up. I have and he makes fun of me oh, Sallie's giving me the look up, but
Oh man, yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to see you guys again, though.
Absolutely, yeah. We're looking forward to seeing everybody. We've said it several times here. It's not the same being in this building and seeing nobody.
It's probably super haunted. Yeah, it's just quiet.
And it's it's just so weird because it's not like a typical office building where you go into work and it's business and professional. Here it's a high energy place with great people and. Because of the type of place it is.
Super unprofessional.
Yes, super unprofessional.
Yeah.
Sloppy and dirty. But it's such high energy and so much fun that so you went from that extreme to the exact opposite where it's just completely a ghost town and dreary. So it's been very odd. Yeah, so we're really looking forward to getting everybody back in here, including yourself, pal.
Let me ask you a question before you take off, Danny. Because you said you were writing some new material, which is hard. If you haven't, you did stand up once in your life, so
right. But it's hard to practice it.
Oh yeah,
right. But it's hard to practice it. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Do you find that when you're writing, do you have to include things about COVID because you can't?
I think it depends on the context and then the delivery of it too.
Overlook it, but you don't I think every joke under the sun about toilet paper has been said. So I think if you guys say anything about toilet paper, you're yeah, all right, we already saw 5,892 memes on that. So it's tricky,
right.
It
kind of gets a little outplayed sort of thing.
Yeah. I'm just wondering how it's going to be for comics coming back. I just feel bad because it's never easy on comics. You know?
If you think about it, something has happened every single month. So I think there's a good amount of stuff that you can go off of.
Sure.
But like I said, I think it depends on the tonality of it and how you say it.
Yeah.
Really kind of depends on if you can get away with it or not.
Right.
So
yeah.
All right. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you soon, and thanks for calling in. That was really nice of you.
Yeah, good to hear your voice, pal.
Of course. All right, guys.
All right,
Take
be good.
Care, right?
We'll
See
say
you, Danny.
hi to Elio for you. Bye. You're like, ha, you're a dick, Sallie.
I'm never going to live that down.
It's just so funny because, what was so cute about it is Tony, the more people brought it up, the more he was like, no, I didn't. I'm like, well, you're 29 people have brought it up, so obviously there was something.
It was
long.
All
wrong.
It was long, but the thing is, it was planned before they were brought in
Yeah.
asked to come in that day.
And, yeah.
But I get it. And Danielle Ash is right. She said that if we're giving Danny an hour, actually she said Danny and Andy should have the show. But I'm going to go further than that. We told Danny he can have an hour, so we're going to give Andy his own hour.
Sure.
What they choose to do with it, if they want to do it together, or they want to bring other people, whatever they want. So Andy's going to get an hour when everything is back up and running here, and Danny's going to get an hour when it's back up and running here. And then we're going to let them do whatever they want for that hour during our show.
You're so funny because you're acting like they're like pining to get in here. Meanwhile, we're like, Andy, please come in. Andy, call.
Well,
Andy,
I'm just trying to do the right thing. I feel bad.
I know, and you're like, just so you know, Andy, we're gonna let you entertain us for an hour.
And then Carol Miner says, "Can we just mention that Tony is wearing a Genesis T-shirt? ? Exclamation point.
Yeah, I
So
got it for him.
is she making a statement like, what a nerd? Or is she offended? Or does she think it's cool? I mean, Carol's already on thin ice with, picking on my All-American.
Yeah.
But, what does she have to say about my Genesis shirt? What's
All
wrong
right.
with a Genesis shirt?
All right,
Genesis
Mr.
is cool,
Music Man, you tell us something about Genesis.
Genesis is
Tell
cool.
me something about Genesis. Did anyone say? And before you
Go ahead. Go ahead. No,
go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, did anyone say anything like, I too start every story with what year it took place?
Andy Plagano said, where was it? Bear with me a second.
I'll give you an
he did say
example while
something
you're
about
finding it. And the reason why I was
I got
making
it.
fun of him like last week about it is we were talking about like drinking, like alcohol and stuff.
You asked when the last time I had a drink, so I tried to find the year.
Yeah, and you were like, and I was waiting for him to be like, oh, my buddies had beers when at the 7-Eleven when we were in high school, or and it ended up being something like after you finished chemo and you went to see your friends at the phone company. So you were like in your early 40s, late 30s.
See, and there you go. Now you're asking me
No,
when
I'm
it
not
was.
saying the specific date. I'm like, normal people say early 40s or a decade ago.
But you
So
didn't.
this is his answer. I was like, so when's the last time that you ever had like a beer or
Right.
something? So he's like, was it 9? The 2 years ago? Was it this? I'm like, it has nothing to do with the story.
You said when was the last time you had a drink?
When I finished chemo
So you want a time frame.
in my
So
early 40s.
You want to know the exact. You want to know the number. You want to know the years.
I don't.
You want to know
I don't.
how many years it's been.
I don't.
When was the last time you had a drink?
I wouldn't say like 2017. I'd be like,
You would say, maybe
I'd
8
be
years
like-
ago,
I'd be
maybe
like a-
10 years ago.
I'd be like, yeah, after or after the kids were, born, or like I wouldn't be like
All right, but then
2000 and
But then you say after the kids are born, then the next thing you do is that would be, so Kevin was born in 2004. Okay. So I'm skipping
but
that
you do
step.
that. No one
I
else
got
goes,
you. Look at you. You know it.
No,
I got you.
I don't. I'm laughing at you, not at myself. Like no one would be like 2004.
Sure they would.
Wouldn't. I've never heard anyone do that.
So you're saying most normal people would actually go by when their kids were born?
No, they would just like kind of estimate in different ways depending on the story. Like
So I didn't estimate. I went exact. What's wrong with that?
like when
Shut up.
other than like 9/11, I don't think anyone thinks other than, that year. I don't think anyone thinks specifically. We got a lot of Corvettes going on.
Andy Plagano said, I give the year, but I blow by it, and if I mess it up, I will find the person, even if it's days later, to correct himself.
Oh yeah, that's bizarre.
That's not
Yeah.
bizarre. That's just what smart people do.
And at least he just briefly says it. Like you'll actually do this.
Yeah, I think the question was, when was the last time you had a drink?
It was I think it was May 26th, no 25th.
Chris Thomas is watching. Hi, Chris. Daniel Ash says, good idea to get Danny and Andy to do the show. Maybe they will interview you, but really take a caller. Elio was planned first. And they weren't in here to be interviewed. They were just hanging out as co-hosts.
Yeah, we often have people just like we're not like, oh, this is our plan to like Neil. Neil's a perfect example. Neil Rubenstein. Like he's amazing. Like sometimes we're like, oh, we're kind of short on things to talk about today. Neil, you want to come by? But we don't like think to ourselves, what can we talk to Neil about? We just let Neil do his thing, you know?
And he writes, that was only 40 minutes? Talking about the call with Elio.
I think people have been holding it inside for a long time.
Andy Plagano says, for a second, I thought Tony was going to give me the hour I am doing for quarantine life on Friday. You figured me out. No. Right, Ken Bichelle. Genesis, he says, Phil Collins. Phil Collins, Pasu Su 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 Su. There you go. See it? It's all full circle.
That is true.
It all comes around. Oh, Susan Spano Tartaglione is watching.
Ah, hi, Susan.
Happy anniversary to you and Eric, you crazy kids.
You little lovebirds. I love them. You know, it's kind of funny. Like, how often do you like love both people of a couple? Like, I adore them both.
Danielle Asher, I am a year and date person.
But I've had many conversations with Danielle.
Yeah.
Danielle, I don't think you realize how often he does it. Like
No, see, now
I've
you're
never
stretching.
heard her.
Now the stretching takes
Hey,
place and
Danielle.
to make this sorrowful point.
How
he does
long-
it so much. That wasn't the point. The point was that I just do it. And you're wrong. Most people do it.
This is how weird it is. It'll be like it's not like I would ask Danielle, how long have you been in your home? Like, that's a normal thing to say date for. I'll say things like, Danielle, oh, I love your sweater. Really, Sally? Because I got it in
I don't do that.
2000. Was it? No.
I don't do
it
that.
It was. No, it's definitely 2001. No, 2.
I don't
And
do
I'm like,
that.
now I hate your sweater, Danielle, because I don't care. Like, I literally sometimes, me and Danielle have never had that conversation, so I'm just using you, Danielle. Like, there's times where I'm like, I don't care anymore. Now I don't even want to know the answer.
You should have those conversations, you and Danielle. Because, when it comes to clothes, you probably have to get similar
I don't want to hear
clothes.
about how you want me and Danielle to make up.
I didn't say that. I didn't say
Legality.
anything like that.
No.
See that?
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
are.
say anything like that.
No, it's gonna. Everything comes down.
I wasn't
to,
going there.
and
I
did you
wasn't. I was just
kiss
saying
her?
you guys should have similar sizes. You have to get similar sweaters, clothes, I'm saying.
Stop thinking about boobs.
I didn't even say the word boobs, did I? My Zach, says Carol Miner, gives the date with year all the time. It's very important for him.
He has autism. That's my point. Right? Thank you, Carol.
Moving along.
It's not a bad thing. You're the one who's making it a bad thing.
Ken Bichelle says, I had to step away. I'm totally specific when it doesn't matter.
Who is this?
Ken Bichelle. He's got a doctorate. He's a smart man.
And he works with numbers. Yeah.
Also, Tony, I can't wait to talk to a band after a show with you one day.
Who's that?
While Sally and April rolled their eyes at us.
Who's saying that?
Ken.
Oh
That
yeah,
was
you
all
would
one-
love it. Like and that's what's so funny. Like Tony insists on saying, the years, and he thinks that's totally normal. He actually thinks it's weird his talk about music, and I love it. Like, it's so interesting. It's all like nothing you ever read. It's just insightful information that you get from nowhere else. You would love it.
Daniel says she wouldn't date her clothes. Andy Plagano says, I'm a little miffed at Sally for bringing the date thing up. Now that is all I will think about the next time I talk to Tony.
Yeah, and he's going to be like, Andy's going to like stop himself now from now on.
Dr. Ken is calling us an adorable couple. Andy Plagano also points out that day you were sick. That's why they were in here.
Okay.
They were filling in for you. All right, well, yeah, and Ken mentioned it. You asked about Genesis is a cool band, man.
There's a lot going
and
on.
And
a
you
lot
said,
of
say
members.
something about Genesis. Well,
Yeah.
Dr. Ken brought up one point, and you only need two. Only need to say two things about Genesis: Phil Collins, Peter Gabriel.
Well, no, Rutherford.
That's all you need to know.
Rutherford.
Yeah, but Rutherford's not on a Collins Gabriel level.
Yeah, he's good.
He's
though.
up there.
He's
Mike
good.
Rutherford, but and a lot of people don't know that name either.
Really?
Yeah,
Mike and the Mechanics.
Yeah, but they don't know it like Phil Collins or Peter Gabriel. Okay. So, I mean, fine. You want to throw Rutherford in there too? That's fine. But that's all you need. You say Phil Collins, you say Peter Gabriel. I mean, what more is there? What more is there? That just sums it right up.
A lot of drumming.
A lot of great music is what we're talking about here. Damn it. We had the pleasure of hanging out with Mike Rutherford once.
Yes.
Still shocked that happened.
Yes. Because of Elio.
That's right. See that?
full circle.
So let's talk about
Elio.
Elio for 40 minutes. Oh, Carol Miner sent a photo. Oh, let's see. I hope it's boobies.
I wonder if people know that you think that. Like if you're getting a text from someone, from a girl, you're like, I hope it's boobies.
Isn't that what every guy thinks? All right, so it's her with that guy from, what was it called again? What Would You Do? Is that the thing? Is that what they call it on ABC?
What do you mean? I haven't seen it.
It's a show. It's a part of, I think it's part of 2020.
Oh yeah.
Where they set up a situation.
Doesn't he catch people doing things?
Yes.
Is he that guy? Yeah.
Yes, that guy.
Because I was trying to think it was like something funny, but when I look at his face, I'm like, oh, I don't think he does funny stuff. I think he does like, I'm catching people, you know.
Well, yeah, but sometimes it's good things.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
He catches people doing good things?
Yeah. And he'll go to them, and then he'll go and say, this was all set up, but let's ask you now, why did you
step in and defend someone?
Yeah, why did you step in and defend, or why did you yell at that person? Like, yeah, it's either way.
That's nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Absolutely. All right, so now, it is what, 11:50?
Oh my God. Oh my God. I did go hug April.
Oh, yeah?
Ken said it's so bad that I can tell April what year I got a specific T-shirt.
Yeah, see, I don't do that.
Oh, come on.
I don't
you
do that.
You do all of it.
When I got clothes, what year I got clothes? Absolutely not. I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't know when I got clothes.
All right. Okay.
This, I might be able to tell you. Yeah, Sallie gave this because I love this shirt, and it's Genesis. But I would say, yeah, Sallie got me this shirt a couple of years ago. But like these shorts, I couldn't tell you what year I got these shorts.
Yeah, but like I think Ken's saying like not a T-shirt, like a specific.
Oh, a specific T-shirt.
Specific
right. What's the
band. Word? Pacific. Paschetti.
All right. I'm mad. Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll do something else.
That's good. See how you turn that
No,
frown
screw it. No.
into a smile, baby?
No, I have a complaint.
Oh,
that
here we go.
can't wait.
Is it me?
You're such a narcissist. It's always you. It's always you, huh?
I want to hear
And
you
I'm
say
not going to talk about my
again.
boobies. I can talk about a kissing.
Well, even Carol just said it's always about boobies with Tony, and she's known you since you were a child.
And there's a big smiley face next to it,
Now
meaning she
Tony's
likes
going to
it.
say, "What year did I know Carol? What year did I meet?"
All right,
1980? No, 81.
I actually don't know.
Yes, you do.
I don't. I have no idea. I've known Carol as long as I can remember being alive.
Was she in your elementary school?
She was not, but we were in the same neighborhood. Hicksville has they have too many elementary schools. She went to Old Country.
7, right?
Something like that.
Yeah.
I think it's like 7. It's crazy. She went to Old Country Road. I went to Dutch Lane, and you can almost see the schools. That's how close they are. You can almost see them.
Yeah, that's weird.
From one from the other. You can almost see them. So we were in the same neighborhood. So I've known Carol forever.
It's weird when you see places like, I don't know if they do this on Long Island, but like in other places they'll have like the elementary school and the middle school and the high school like all on the same playground, like in the same thing. And I'm like, wow, that's weird.
Well, yeah, but that makes sense. Elementary school, middle school, like those are just the play. As you're moving up, but elementary school is so close, and to me that's kind of silly. Captain Jack is watching. Hello, pal. So yeah, I've known Carol forever, and her boobies. I've known them for a long time. Lots of great memories. So anyway, yes, I have a complaint.
Okay.
And it's not about you.
Okay, thank
So you're
goodness. Welcome.
Last week, I was very excited, and I'm sure most of you were too, as we brought up how Looney Tunes was coming back. Bugs Bunny cartoons were coming back.
You have to pay for HBO. Is that your problem?
No, that's not my problem.
Oh, okay, good.
HBO Max, they were bringing back Looney Tunes, and they weren't updating it. They weren't doing that stupid baby Looney Tunes crap that they did in the 80s.
Yeah, it's dumb.
They were doing new Bugs Bunny cartoons in the style of the old classic Bugs Bunny cartoons that we know and love. The same humor, the same voices, the same animation, the whole works. And I mentioned how I watched maybe, I think, 3 or 4 of them and loved them.
Captain Jack just wants everyone to know boobies.
Well, yeah. Well, he said Eric is the boobies guy. Well, Eric has some boobies, yeah.
Yeah, too.
So I mentioned how excited I was. I watched a few of them, and I said, "Oh my God, they're just as good as the old ones." It's perfect. So excited.
What?
Until now, ladies and gentlemen,
What?
Warner Brothers has commissioned a new Looney Tunes animation series on HBO Max, but it will not have any firearms in response to U.S. gun violence, the company said. The showrunner said that in response to U.S. gun violence, they will not include firearms in Elmer Fudd's arsenal from now on.
Well, you could kill people in other ways.
They said, we're not doing guns, but we can do cartoony violence, TNT, the Acme stuff.
Yeah.
All that was kind of grandfathered in, they said.
I wonder, you could still, blow people up and drop, rocks
Why is
on
that-
people's
but-
heads.
I'm sorry.
I don't remember a lot of guns, do you?
Elmer Fudd had the big the 2-barrel rifle.
Well, now he could do, an arrow, a bow and arrow.
Me and my arrow. Boop, 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 boop. What? No, Elmer Fudd doesn't do an arrow.
Why?
He has a gun.
He could do an arrow.
Come on. See, I don't know. This is sacrilegious to me. You don't mess with Bugs Bunny. If you're going to do the old cartoons, well, then you keep the rifle.
Well, can you keep the rifle and make it a water gun and have it so strong that Bugs Bunny lands into a tree and then an anvil knocks him on the head?
You're such a hippie.
Yeah, I'm trying to kill people for you, help you with their death.
When
we were kids, we don't have to deal with guns.
When we were kids, there were scenes where Elmer would blow off. They'd be this close. Boom! He would shoot his face. Something funny would happen, and then the very next clip, everybody's completely 100% healed.
But then it isn't that way now, is it?
And we didn't go off and shoot our schools up.
No.
The problem is not the cartoons.
I think the school shooting actually started after those cartoons ended.
Well, right. There was
I know.
this. I mean,
we seem to be fine with it. Now
if you
not
go back
around
to Columbine, which was what, 1999, I think? No, actually, no. It was sooner than that.
2000?
It was earlier than that.
Was it 2000? Was it 98? Was it 99? What was it?
Oh my God. Well, but the point is, you have to specify. You have to specify the year because you have to point out that Bugs Bunny wasn't around at that time.
But when did Bugs Bunny end? 2097.
2097 was the last Bugs Bunny cartoon.
You don't even know how often you do it.
But it pertains to the story.
It doesn't.
It does. We're trying to point out that Bugs Bunny wasn't around at the time.
I already said, hey, Bugs Bunny ended and then school shooting started. No one needed to know the exact year.
Oh, so I can't enhance your point then. I can't support you and enhance your point. Fine.
You can't talk until you say the date.
You can't talk at all, you snob. Shut up for Mike. Where's Andy and Danny when I need them? Dick. Oh, nice.
What?
See that? Captain Jack got the song I sang. He got it. I didn't
Lime
think
in the coconut?
I wasn't singing Lime in the Coconut.
Oh.
He's referring to it, but I was singing Me and My Arrow by Harry Nilsson.
Oh.
I didn't think anybody would get that, but Captain Jack got it.
He's cool.
So Elmer's going to duck hunt without a gun. He's dressed in hunting gear. Exactly, Dr. Ken Pichelle. See, even that, a water gun. I got you wet, you wascooey wabbit. That's great.
See, that's what you could do. Just really squirt them really hard.
Sally's watching porn again, apparently. We're talking about two different things, Sally. Get your mind out of the gutter.
Elmer and Bugs gay porn. Yep.
And I'm sure there is somewhere.
Oh, yeah. I was
but
really
you need
surprised to find that out. There's a lot of
Find what?
anime porn out there.
It's not anime. It's animation.
Oh.
Anime is that stupid crap you watch.
Yeah.
Animation. So what? There's what? Cartoon
I'm
porn? You
shocked.
didn't know that?
I think Eric did that. He was like, "Oh no, there's definitely
cartoon porn
with cartoon porn with I forget which
The Simpsons.
like Betty Boop or something."
Yes, there is cartoon porn with Betty Boop.
Yeah, and I was like, "Get out of here!" And he as you were talking, he takes his phone and shows me. I'm like, "Oh my goodness." I had no idea.
If I was in school, I'd tell my history teacher the exact year. Doesn't matter. See that? That's right. So that's an excellent point. You're anti-history. Oh, the Civil War happened back in some other century. That's how it would go for you if you had your way.
Back in the day.
Back in the day. Well, that sums it up.
Back in the day. A long, long time ago.
In a galaxy far, far away. So, yeah, every teacher out there right now is shaking their heads, saying, that bitch.
Kevin had to take an online. I actually think it was history. No, maybe it was a math class. He
When?
Friday.
Oh, see that?
2019. No, 2020. Kevin took an online 19. No, wait. Let me think. No, 2020. Yeah, I'm sure it's 2020. And the teacher, the poor teacher, had the screen off, and she kept saying, okay, now look at this example. And everyone kept writing and saying, we do not see the screen. And finally, everyone just left. It's so rough on these poor teachers.
Well, yeah, especially when people are telling them they don't have to know dates. So, yeah, I think it's awful. I really think it's awful that they have to take the gun away from Elmer. That's not the solution to any of this garbage. Figure out what the solution is. I'm not getting into the gun issue, what's the reason for the school shootings, but I am telling you, taking Elmer Fudd's rifle away is not the answer.
Yeah.
If anything, maybe it's showing kids how bad it can be. You can use the cartoon as a learning tool.
I don't think it ever
kids, that's not,
phased
you don't really
us.
do that.
Like, I don't think
We weren't
cartoon
phased as kids with
guns phased us whatsoever. Like, it feels like let's say they were bringing back the Little Rascals, but there was all parental people like standing around making sure they were safe. Like that was the whole idea of the Little Rascals was
Right.
This entire group of kids, from kids in diapers to 11-year-olds, were just running amok.
Right. Danny Power Yeager is watching. Hello, Danny. Good to see you. Hope you're well. It bothers me. It bothers me that, again, we weren't something, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure everybody has their conspiracy theories as to why kids have started shooting up their schools. But again, it wasn't because they saw Elmer Fudd shooting Bugs Bunny. It was funny. And again, if they're still going to do other explosives and anvils and axes and the Wile E. Coyote's face is going to be flattened by an anvil. Why is that still okay? It's the same thing.
Now they have to take that away. Thanks a lot, Tony.
But they said they're not going to.
Oh, okay. Not yet. Wait till
right.
there's
They're just going to yell at each other.
bow and arrow killings in school.
They're going to start telling kids giving each other the finger is okay because it doesn't cause any bodily harm.
It's an expression.
So Wile E. Coyote will be just giving the finger to Roadrunner as he runs by. And that'll be the whole cartoon.
Kurt Knapp's watching.
Kurt Knapp is watching. And right now, I'm sure Kurt's with me on this. Kurt, did you hear about this? That the new Bugs Bunny cartoons, they took Elmer Fudd's rifle away.
I think Kurt Knapp is very much into peace, and he probably is happy.
Yeah, he wants a piece of you.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, you ever see that?
So
he asked you.
weird.
He's asked you for
So
sexual favors.
Weird. No, he has not.
Yes, he has. He asked. Well, he asked you for a threesome with his girl. I was there. I saw it.
Oh my goodness.
So you
Stop
can't deny this.
talking.
You always tell Kurt
What
Knapp.
year was that?
That was 2017.
Oh my goodness.
When you
On
two go
that
for a
note-
hug, he's like, you guys are like, you talk to each other. Oh, you give the best hug, Sallie. Oh no, Kurt, you give the best hugs. I love you. You guys, see, you don't deny that.
I do love him.
See that? And he's got all of his limbs. So there's something weird going on there.
Yeah, I know. It's very odd. Acme will be put out of business.
Exactly. And then Sallie said, with that. So it's time for us to go?
Yeah, if you want.
Oh, all right. Ken Pichelle, Trivia Tuesday tomorrow. We're doing it. We're not losing it like we did last week. Tuesday Trivia tomorrow. Don't forget, Friday we have Jackson Gillies will be on that screen with us. We're going to work on somebody for Thursday to be on that screen with us. But tomorrow is Tuesday Trivia. So Dr. Ken Pichelle, let's get you on that screen and do it. And then maybe we'll try and get somebody on the phone to join in as well. Today is Monday. So we have Quarantine Life today at 2 o'clock. Who's doing it?
Crap.
Crap. That's at 2 o'clock today. Quarantine Life. Hope you enjoyed this weekend's Quarantine Life. Jeff Bosey did it yesterday. MJ did it Saturday. Hope you enjoyed all the weekend shows. Today is Monday, so we have Steve Square tonight at 6:30, and then at 8 o'clock is The Wort. After you're done with The Wort.
Georgia.
Oh, Georgia's doing it today. Excellent. Georgia from Soul Space is doing Quarantine Life today at 2.
I don't feel bad for getting her because she forgot too.
That's funny. Steve Squared is on at 6:30. The Wort Show is on at 8 o'clock. After The Wort, head on over and catch a replay of Joe DeJesu. When he's not here doing Jam, he still does it on his own. And he's doing an all John Lennon show tonight. And he's taking requests in advance. So head on over to his page and request a John Lennon song. But only watch that after The Wort so that everybody gets their views. And then Sallie and I are back tomorrow. Tuesday Trivia.
Cool.
Trivia Tuesday. Everybody have a great day. Stay happy, stay safe, stay sane, stay healthy, and enjoy. Hopefully you all have this beautiful weather that we have here today. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Would you stop already? Would you shut up? What year? What year is that nice weather?
What year will we be back tomorrow? We'll be back